I was trying to like think of the Predator sound, but I know if I imitated that, it would be so awful that everybody would just click out of the video right away. So don't worry, I'm not going to do it. However, what I am going to do today is rank all the Predator movies, including the the infamous Alien vs. Predator and Alien vs. Predator Requiem, which I'm going to put on this list because there's a lot more Alien films, and one day I want to, do all the Alien films. But today we're going to do the Predator films, all four, plus the Alien vs. Predator 1 and 2. And as you can see, I have a beautiful list here. It's the best of sci-fi, a great movie, a solid movie, a meh. I love my meh. Not very good, which would probably land in like one or two parts I like, but the rest, meh. And I made a very special 2 rankings here. Alien vs. Predator level bad and Alien vs. Predator Requiem level bad. They deserve their own goddamn ranking. But we'll get to why those two really offend me so much. But before we get to the anger, let's get to the hot, sexy, spicy happiness that I like to talk about with Predator. Probably one of my favorite movies of all time. Definitely one of the most rewatchable movies I've ever seen in my life. It's just very easy to turn on, sit back, and enjoy it. Arnold Schwarzenegger does an amazing job of being a badass commando type character. And you got the Predator's first reveal as this lethal hunter in the middle of a jungle, just slicing, dicing, and shooting people. It's just beautiful. Everything about this movie works, from the characters to the Predator to the setting. Everything is great. I say my only maybe downside, if you ask me what is bad about this movie, is the pacing in the beginning's a little slow. It takes a little while to build, but I think that helps because it's kind of just building up that these guys are the elite, the best of the best, and they're going into the jungle, and soon you see something that's a lot worse than them. But yeah, this has one of my favorite endings to a movie. It just has such great character moments and such excellent action that actually holds up really well even to this day. This movie came out, I believe, 1986. Was it? Or 1989? I think it's 1986, but it is old, or 1987. I don't know. Anyway, okay, I gotta look it up. Yeah, June 12th. You can't see it. There we go. You see it? June 12th, 1987. I was right by the third guess. But yeah, this movie is phenomenal. It is definitely one of the best sci-fi movies of all time for me. And yeah, let's put it where it deserves. Boom. All right, let's talk about an interesting movie, Predator 2. This is a type of movie where I really don't know how to feel sometimes. Rewatching it recently, it definitely has issues. But saying that, it really does have some great moments. I think the setting is really unique too, being in the city, a concrete jungle. Definitely get the cooler vibes of something different than the jungle, which I liked. And sorry, I always think Donald Glover, but it's Danny Glover, right? Yeah, this is Danny Glover. Danny Glover is a very different character than Arnold Schwarzenegger's Dutch, so I really enjoyed the fact that it was very different, but it didn't always work, let's be honest. The story with the Colombians and the Jamaicans was weird. I did love some of it. I love the idea of the Jamaicans hunting the Colombians and overpowering them, and so the Predators hunt the Jamaicans because they're the stronger force or the more worthy prey. So I really like that mythos going on. And I did, of course, like the Predator, and some of the kills were really great. But the setting was cool, but I didn't think they used it enough. I have mixed feelings about Glover. I think he's an interesting choice and some cool things, but I also feel like they just put him in after they wrote the script because some of his lines just don't make sense due to his age and the character. But it's a little weird. But yeah, you know what? It's a solid movie. I enjoy watching this movie. I enjoy seeing it. I enjoy putting it on. I just don't think it's anything higher than a solid. And people could probably argue it's meh, but I think I liked it enough that I'm going to put in a solid movie. I would rewatch this again. Where we going? Not there. No, sir. Here we go. Boop. All right, another interesting movie, Predators. Now, I'm 33 years old. You're like, why are you telling me that? That's fucking weird. But the reason I'm telling you my age is because this is the first Predators movie, or Predator, or whatever. It's getting me confused with the name of the movie. Point is, this was the first movie with the Predator that I got to see in theaters because Predator 1 was before I was born, and Predator 2, I was way too young. So Predators was actually the first movie, well, I guess not, because Alien vs. Predator. Fuck, that ruined my whole thing. Anyway, it's the first solo Predator movie. No, that doesn't make sense because there's multiple Predators. Point is, Predators is a weird movie, but it's a good movie. I rewatched it actually just last week with my wife because she's reacting to it for the first time on her channel. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it's weird. I think it's funny. I think Adrian Brody is an interesting look to a main character in terms of a series that went really huge and then really scrawny, and then he's kind of in between. He's definitely muscle bound, but he's smaller than Arnold Schwarzenegger's Dutch by quite a bit. But what's really cool about this movie is that there's multiple Predators. There's actually 2 different Predator tribes, and I really enjoyed it. Anything where we can expand the mythos of Predator is an A+ in my book, except this movie's definitely not an A+ in total package. There's definitely some weird plot holes, and it's just weird stuff in general. Like, I did an interview with Ed Brisson. If you're on my channel, you've probably seen it, where what are the Predators doing? Are they just like, yeah, making a list of like the worst serial killers in the United States or in the world, and then they just transport them to a planet? Or do we take the worst serial killers and put them on the planet? Like, what are we doing? Saying that, I actually did enjoy the movie. I think that it is a fun movie. I think some of the fight scenes are really cool, and I really, really enjoyed the idea of 2 different Predator tribes fighting. All of that worked for me. So for that, I'm going to put it in a solid movie. I'd say it's a little ahead of Predator 2. Like, I think I enjoy it a little bit more just because of the expanded mythos. So let's just put it there. All right, so The Predator. I can't tell you how hyped I was for this movie. You got Shane Black. You got the return of the Predator, just one lethal Predator, which was a lie because there were more Predators than one. And you had a pretty stellar cast. What the fuck happened? Like, that was like my thought process through the movie, but definitely at the end of the movie. From what I understand, the biggest thing this movie suffered from was the rush development and also reshoots. And you can definitely tell. Reshoots don't always equal a bad movie. There's a lot of movies that do reshoots that work really well. This was not one of them. I also thought that the ultimate Predator, the big Predator, I don't even know what the fuck it was called, the big mama Predator, as I'm going to call it, was not very cool looking. Now, it did have a really cool moment. I will give it that. I did like the breakout at the middle of the movie where it just slaughtered the shit out of everyone. That's cool. I thought the acting from the main cast was fine. I thought some of the jokes landed. All that was good. But the actual plot of this movie, not too good. The ending was definitely a reshoot. The whole ending felt like a reshoot. And it very much, you can feel it as you're watching it. And yeah, it's just a really messy movie. I don't even think I could put it in the meh. I think I'm gonna have to put it in not very good because it is not a very good movie, and I really have no like want, if that makes sense, want to rewatch this movie. But I will say that I did have a couple of cool moments. So we're gonna put it in the not very good. All right, so we got my 2 favorite movies of all time. I'm going to rate Alien vs. Predator 1 first. And I'm going to tell you why this movie was shit. Like, really stinky diarrhea. The thing with Alien vs. Predator is I read the book in high school. Loved it. Loved it. I thought the characters were cool. I thought the action was really well told through the novel. And I actually had a connection with the Predator in the book, which was something new. You know, the idea of the Predators being on the side of humans just to fight a bigger creature or a more lethal creature like the Queen is such a cool idea. And Alien vs. Predator is made by Anderson, the guy who made Resident Evil, and those movies are a big pile of shit. I don't care what anyone says. Those movies suck. And this movie very much felt like that. It's a PG-13 Alien vs. Predator film. What? You take 2 of the hard R-rated sci-fi monsters and you make it PG-13? Why? Why, Fox? So yeah, this movie was horseshit. There's only one reason this movie is higher than Requiem, why Requiem has a lower ranking, which I'm going to get to. But yeah, the only good part of this whole movie is one single moment when the alien Queen is fighting the Predator. Not the whole fight scene, because most of this is not that good, but the one single moment where the Predator flies up in the air and then turns around, stabs the Queen right in the fucking head. That was dope. But the rest of this movie is a pile of shit. A pile of poo-loo. Alright, Alien vs. Requiem. I don't really have much to say about this movie because it is one of the worst directed looking piles of shit I think I've ever seen in a movie theater. I went in with some expectations that would be better than the first because you have new directors, you have rated R, and you have a storyline from the Alien vs. Predator that wasn't good, but the ending that there was going to be a Pred alien is awesome. Fuck. This movie was disgusting. It was disgusting. I'm going to be honest. It was a fucking disgusting movie. It just had so many unbelievably stupid ass characters and moments, more than most horror movies I've ever seen in my life. And I also could not stand the cast in this, and the atrocious acting was on the level of, like, I'm talking about like porn level, but that is insulting to porn actors who actually put in their heart. This was not even close. This was horrible. That, yeah, the action would be cool when you could see the Predator fucking shit up, one Predator just killing all the aliens. That would be awesome, right? Except you can't see anything in this fucking movie because it's so friggin' dark. It's dark. I can't see anything. It's like they decided to film and then all the lights went out and they're like, yeah, shoot, kill, pop, boom, bop. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You what you're hearing me saying with all this blah, blah. That's how I felt watching this fucking movie. It was disturbing. It was disturbing to sit there and not know what the fuck was happening on the screen in a big theater with a big screen and I can't see the action. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Now listen, I don't know if the Alien or the Predator franchise just didn't make money anymore and they just gave them like $10,000 and said film this movie, but why even bother making a movie where you can't see the action scenes between two of the monsters that we're all in the movie theater to see? My point is that a fucking Predator alien, Pred alien, goes inside a hospital and like fucks a pregnant woman. Fuck this movie. You are going in the fucking stinker, my friend, in the shit tunnel of garbage. All right, so as we see, Predator is an interesting series because I actually think it has one amazing, just extraordinary movie, and then two solid movies, which is not bad. And even Predator, not very good, but not the worst thing in the world. Now, sure, Alien vs. Predator and Alien vs. Predator Requiem are horrible, but they are also, co-oping with aliens. So at least it's not all the Predator's fault, right? But for the single Predator movies, it's not bad. The franchise actually holds up pretty damn well, and I'm really excited to see Prey. I wonder where it'll fall on this list. I'm hoping, if it lands in the best of sci-fi, that'd be amazing. But right now, I'm okay with a great movie. I'm okay with a solid movie, but I feel like it might be better than Predators and Predator 2. So let's see. But yeah, this is my ranking. I hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry about the anger. I just hate those goddamn movies. I saw both in the theater and both were insulting to me. But I would love to see your rankings. So list that below. Let me know some of your favorite Predator movies, some of the worst. Let me know what you think of Alien vs. Predator. If you love them, if you think they're the best movie. I would have to find a psychiatrist for you and find out, how we can help you. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button. If you love me, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to do more of these probably. I like doing them. And if you don't like me, well, I'm sorry. I can't help you. I'm just doing what I'm doing on a daily basis. What the fuck am I saying? All right. Everyone have a good day. And this time I'm not going to end it any weird way. I'm just going to hit the stop record. Which in itself is probably a little weird that I told you that. Whatever.